this has nothing to do with ethics. It's about the left coming up with reasons to destroy the constitutional system we have that requires an independent, apolitical Supreme Court. What's the left response to all of this abuse of power by the judicial branch of New York and their buddies in the Biden administration? Well, let's try to destroy the Supreme Court. So the rule of law isn't weak enough. Let's just try to destroy the Supreme Court. And now the focus has been Justice Alito. And I kind of got a general comment in on this the other day. Hey everyone, the left is again trying to rig the Supreme Court through intimidation and attacks. This time they're targeting Justice Alito. Prior to that, they were targeting Justice Thomas. Before that, it was Chief Justice Roberts. Before that, it was Justice Gorsuch. And of course, they certainly hate Justice Kavanaugh. They're trying to rig the cases that are coming up in the next month or so about January 6th, about President Trump. And what better way to do that is what they've done before, which is to make fake allegations against conservative justices to try to intimidate them, send people illegally outside their house to intimidate them with threats and potential violence. The left hates the rule of law, and you see that today with the targeting of Justice Alito. Yeah, poor Justice Alito is being targeted by the left, the sleazy publication, the New York Times, and I don't use that term lightly, but they're laundering pictures of his private home with flags his family had placed. His wife had gotten into a dispute with their neighbor, a vicious dispute or a verbal dispute. And, you know, this woman, by the way, is at home alone. Hopefully they've got marshals around her. When the left comes out, thanks to the Justice Department, and unlawfully intimidates her. Imagine being at home and having a bunch of left-wing lunatics outside your home trying to intimidate you and your family, your husband, Justice Alito. So she flew the American flag upside down. And the left has decided, well, that means she supports January 6th. And Alito must recuse himself. It's absurd. I don't even know how to respond to it. There's no basis for recusal by Justice Alito or any other conservative justice, given the information that's out there. I mean, Judicial Watch is an expert in judicial ethics. We've been doing this work for 30 years. Including being involved in one of the most important recusal issues in the last 30 years over Justice Scalia. Because he was in a case that we were running that was before the Supreme Court. He went shooting with Dick Cheney, and because we were having a case before him over the Cheney Energy Task Force, the left wanted him to recuse. Now, we knew Justice Scalia probably wasn't going to be with us, but we saw there was no basis for him to recuse himself. So we did the right thing and rejected the recusal of Justice Scalia, and of course he agreed with us and didn't recuse himself. So we know what the standards are. This is absurd. But Justice Alito is still being targeted and victimized. They've now taken pictures of his, I guess he rented a home or had a home on the beach somewhere. Again, he has a flag. And they've decided that flag is something that we're not allowed to have, even though it is a Revolutionary War flag, an appeal to heaven flag. I've seen this flag before. Most citizens who follow history recognize this flag. It's a flag created for George Washington. It's an official use in Massachusetts. Now it's a signal that you can't be on the Supreme Court and hear cases concerning Trump. As I said, this has nothing to do with ethics. It's about the left coming up with reasons to destroy the constitutional system we have that requires an independent, apolitical Supreme Court. They don't like it. They want the court to be rigged. And one way to do that is to try to force and terrify the justices that they don't like, hopefully to get good decisions from their point of view. Justify packing the court, which would destroy the Supreme Court as an apolitical body. It would just, do you want the Supreme Court to look like the House of Representatives and pack the court? And that's how the law will be run. We'll have 1,000 Judge Merchants up on the Supreme Court if the left gets its way. Right now, there's a massive intimidation campaign against the Supreme Court of the United States of America, an attack on the separation of powers and the structure of our government the Constitution set out. You have Democratic senators demanding meetings with Justice Roberts over those darn flags. So this crisis is severe. I mean, it's not just about Trump. The left wants to destroy all the institutions that we as Americans have relied upon to ensure the rule of law, a Republican form of government, that protects our liberties and defends our rights. So let's hope Justice Alito is able to get through this. As I said prior to that, it was Justice Thomas. They really hate Justice Thomas because he's black. It's one thing to be conservative, but to be black too, the left really hates black conservatives. Yes, because of their race. It's gotten me a little upset here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.